graphics are absolutely excellent here on Cade Sport. Thanks very much to Damon for all those intro videos. Plenty more to come. 2 minutes, 12 seconds away from the start of this race. Now, just before we start, I have to tell you, this is last of the warm-ups. We're taking it seriously from the beginning of April. This is penultimate last of the autumn. I should say the one more. But we've got the Cycling VR Skills World Series coming up. We're going to run across two platforms, Cade Sport being one of them. And you can see on your right there the dates for Cade Sport races. 5th of April will be the first race on this Skills Series. Now, we call it Skills Series because this is all about the platforms that give you steering and a bit of skill, unlike the hamster wheel of other platforms. And what we'll do, the two separate series, including the one on Cade Sport, will have a playoff final. So you can qualify for the finals through either series. We suggest you go with Cade Sport because as things stand, the final is going to be solely on Cade Sport on Thursday, 5th of October. That sounds a long way away, but you've got 6 months to make yourself extra special with the Cade Sport skills. 1 minute away from the start, and we've got the Dust Bowl crit for you today. Great little courses. David Tobin remarked to me the other day, he used it for the first time. What a great course it is. It's got a few of those little tightish bends that need medium skills as Cade Sport goes to get around them without crashing. Has some great straights, and although the scenery looks very, very brown, I think you'll agree with me that as you go around it, you will see that it's quite dramatic and effective. It's a polar opposite of where I am at the moment, and this truly is a transatlantic broadcast. Of course, Cade Sport based in Arizona, Damon's on the south coast of the UK, and I'm on the west coast of a Caribbean island at the moment. I say that because during the broadcast, if you hear the sound of crowing cockerels, reggae or soca music, it's not my fault. Let's go to the start. People on the warm-up, and here's the start line. We've got Kay Thompson, Homer Thompson, Baz Mystery, Rene Valadez, Frank Garcia and Vanessa Merhan on the line as they go. So, and who's taking it? It looks like Homer Thompson's taking the lead there. Baz at the back. Now, Baz, a bit of a newcomer, might just be getting to grips with the skills on here. Baz Mystery from Ickenham on the left-hand side. Now, we've got a right-hand bend coming up. Baz has realised this. He's gone to the right, and we go up to the front, and it's Frank Garcia on the front at the moment, and we see the trio there of Cade Sport team with Vanessa and Frank, with Homer just nestling in at the back there as they go down this straight. Now watch, another right-hand bend coming up. This one's fairly sharp. They're going to have to slow down a little bit to get around this. You see the freewheeling there. Nobody pedaling, getting around safely. No crashes on that bend so far. Now, if there is a crash, see Homer taking the left-hand side now in anticipation of the next left-hand bend. We get the aerial view, the road's crossing over the circuit as this loops around, and a couple of bridges over there. Now, is that going to become a four at the front? Frank Garcia, Homer, Kay and Vanessa, perhaps. Rene falling behind. Malcolm Murdoch is 7 seconds behind. Baz 19 seconds behind. Baz, I think this is his first time doing a Cade race, so probably getting to grips with the technology. So don't think there's anything too wrong with that. It is a platform that you need to learn. Rene in the Cade Sport kit there, just off the back, and we've had a crash. It's Homer Thompson, an experienced rider too, going off on that bend. Homer should know this track. That is very unexpected, and it gives Malcolm Murdoch the chance to close the gap a little bit. Malcolm Murdoch. Oh, and Frank's using a power up now, up this slope. Frank using the power up, and Frank Garcia pulling away. He's now got 2 seconds on Kay Thompson, using the power up. He's got to be careful around here. Oh, he takes the no crashing on corners one. So he's used up 2 power ups already to get away and create that gap. Rene has gone down. Rene crashed there. You saw the red come up. Frank using that no crashing on corners again. He's built a gap of 6 seconds. Now, Frank obviously going for a solo win today if he can get it. Kay Thompson now 9 seconds behind him. Vanessa 12. Homer, another wrong K here. Homer another 4 seconds, 6 seconds behind Kay. Renee 7, Malcolm 9, Baz a full 30 seconds behind, but this is Baz's first time out. Now we watch carefully around the bend. Vanessa, knowing that corner, pedals out of it, but she's got another one here. Not too bad. She pedaled all the way around this one. Homer Thompson now, another sweeping one. You can probably pedal around this, but he takes no chances. Free wheels the first section, then starts pedaling. But he's been caught by Rene there in the CadeSport kit. Rene sitting on his wheel as they go around this tighter bend here. Nobody falling there. A bit of a glitch. I'm not sure if that was a glitch on the race or not. So we end the first of the lap. So we're on to lap 2 of 6. Now this is 11-kilometre race. So it's 6 laps altogether. Malcolm Murdoch coming through there. And now Malcolm a little bit off the pace here today. He has done well in the past. He's actually been away, I believe, because I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. Baz now in the West London kit on the back, but just learning the course. And Baz, you do well to stay up, because the key to winning in CadeSport is staying up, as we saw earlier. Vanessa has crashed as we speak. You saw the red glitch up there. Frank Garcia now at the front with a 20-second advantage. And Vanessa playing into his hands there. Oh, just staying up there very cautiously around those two. And 2.6 kilometres in, 8.5 kilometres to go. Very cautious around those bends. This one a bit more sweeping, and start pedalling, putting up the pressure. And look at that as an aerial view. Absolutely spectacular, isn't it? Thanks very much to Damon, who's in the studio. I don't know if we can have a look at the studio view, but you can actually see what studio. There he is, waving to us. Very well done, Damon. Down on the sea in Shoreham, in the south coast of the United Kingdom. Not sure how cold it is on the south coast, but I believe it's been snowing there today. It certainly hasn't here in the Caribbean, and it certainly won't have been in Arizona, I suspect. And I'm not so sure. The Thompsons up there might be having that sort of weather. They live up in Indiana, Lafayette. So we can see quite a sort of transatlantic community. And Malcolm Murdoch's gone down. That gives Baz a little bit of a chance to make up some ground. Baz's way off now, but Baz Mystery, as I say, very first cage race. He's learning this as we watch Homer go round this bend. Does it absolutely impeccably. Switches side superbly to take the inside line on the next bend. Stays up all the way. Homer, an experienced rider, as I say, from Indiana, USA, going over to the right to take this bend. Coasts around it, no pedaling. Starts to pedal gently on the way out, not too aggressively, and makes the most of it. Kay Thompson, also from Indiana, Lafayette, coming around there. Renee just on her tail. Can Renee make up the difference? Kay is a wily character. She knows how to take bends. She can be difficult to catch unless you have. And Malcolm Murdoch goes down. Oh dear. And Baz is getting a little bit closer, so this is all good for Baz. He could 1:14. That's 15 seconds he's made up on Malcolm with those crashes. So Baz getting into a better position. Malcolm, as I say, quite experienced. He knows how to do these bends. But as I say, I think he's a bit out of practice, because I know I haven't seen him for a couple of weeks. He hasn't been on here, and I haven't seen him in real life either. And I think he's probably been away and off the bike. But there he is. He takes that one very, very carefully and correctly. Another one to go. So he does it very, very carefully again. This is Baz, not taking the inside line. These are the sort of little things you learn along the way. He's on the outside line. You save a lot of time. Vanessa's crashed again. Frank now has a massive advantage. Well, in fact, probably not, actually. It's probably about 15 seconds on Vanessa. But it's all playing into Frank's hands. He goes past some silhouetted riders on a different lap. 4.3 kilometres gone, 6.8 to go over the 6 laps, on lap 3 at the moment. So Frank has got a clear lead now. 12 seconds on Vanessa, 20 on Homer. Oh, he's taking that one a little bit. Oh, and he's just about stayed up. If you steer into a skid, you can stay up. It's not something I've mastered. Baz has gone down. So it's all part of the learning curve. And I'm sure Baz knows this because we all told him. Oh, look at Vanessa taking it. And Homer now using a power up. He's spinning around those bends on the no crash power up. He's caught Vanessa. He's found Vanessa because he doesn't have to take those bends cautiously. This is magnificent. He's on Frank's tail. This is superb timing from an experienced rider on K-Sport. Vanessa realises the danger and responds by using a power up now. Vanessa using a power up, not the corners one. She's using the extra power, and she absolutely takes the lead using the power up. She's ahead of Homer, and Frank now has to slow down and take this one carefully though, because she's not on the uncrashing corners version of the power ups, and she's got a slim lead now. This is a trio up the front. This is emerging into a 3-horse race between Kay, Frank and Homer as we take this aerial view. Spectacular scenery again, and thanks very much to Damon for all the production. And this is splitting. Vanessa is taking advantage now. She's clearly ahead by a couple of seconds from Frank, taking the corner carefully. One crash and the other two will get ahead. The other two can't afford any slip-ups either, but the gap remains. It's about 2 seconds, and Frank pulling out a little bit, but pulls into that tighter hugging. Now Frank is pulling away from Homer here. He's taking that corner slightly more aggressively, and it's paid off because he hasn't crashed. Homer moving over to the inside though to make the best of this corner, makes up a little bit of ground. He's taken the line well and made up a little bit of the ground, but the other two pulling away. It's about a second at the moment. Homer needs to put in some effort, but look at the gaps as they end another lap and go into the 4th lap. And gaps emerging now. Vanessa is absolutely piling on the pressure as Homer catches up with Frank. Maybe Frank's slipping a little bit. Is Homer going to go around him? He pulls out, using the steering on K-Sport to go round Frank. And is he going to drop Frank, or can Frank sit on the wheel? There's a little slight gap emerging, but Frank's responding. The gap is not going any bigger at the moment. Frank's pulled it back. He's sitting on the wheel. They both get around the corner. Now, will they work together, or will Frank let Homer do the work to reel Vanessa in? Lap 4 of 6, 5.1 kilometers. Oh, goodness me, there was a crash there. I think that might have been Baz. Now, a power up from Homer. He's absolutely piling it on. He's looking to close that gap with Vanessa. As he used up all his power ups, I haven't been counting. I don't think he has, and we don't see every single one. Homer pulling away from Frank, but actually not as much as you might expect. He needs to reel Vanessa in. A sweeping bend here, and Frank just skids but holds it. And in fact, oh, it's Homer who goes over. The power up didn't catch Vanessa, and he got a crash. Absolutely stunning stuff. What a moment. Frank just holds it there, doesn't crash as he skids, and then Homer loses it on that second of the 2 bends. Vanessa must be very pleased with this at the moment though. Head down on the tri-bars, going up the hill, a little bit of effort. There's a bit of gradient there, getting over the bridge where we cross over another part of the track. Lap 4 of 6, 4.4 kilometres to go. Frank on the chase now. Frank crossing that bridge as we just saw. This is where it crosses the other part of the track. And Homer now trying to catch up after that catastrophic crash on that bend, as we saw Frank just hold the skid, and Renee and Malcolm have both gone down. So Vanessa now in the clear. She's got a decent lead of 6 seconds over Frank, 11 over Homer, 47 back to Renee. And Renee, Kay, Malcolm and Baz. And Baz got a star by his time, so I'm not sure what's happening there. And I suspect he may not be moving for some reason. So here we are. There's Baz silhouetted, and he's back on track, I think. So that's all good. Vanessa looking back as she takes that corner on the outside, but moving to the inside. I mean, perhaps that's a little bit of a technique that doesn't crash. I've just been reminded star means you've been lapped. Sorry. So Baz has been lapped. The little star by his name means he has been lapped. Oh, I should have known that. Obviously, and the reason that I don't is because it never happens to me. He says rather smugly, but there we are. Homer completing another lap now. 5 of 6 he's on now at 3.5 kilometers to go. And Homer now chasing the front two, Vanessa and Frank. Vanessa got about 5 seconds on Frank, but now, and there's another crash there. Is that Vanessa crashing? Or did I miss something? Maybe not, actually. Frank's getting very, very close, though. Frank is only 1 second behind Vanessa. So now we have a tussle. You can see Homer in the background, just in that shot. Frank going on the outside, holds it again. Vanessa puts in the power-up. She's going to use the straights, and I think Vanessa likes these power-ups on the straight because she can put a bit of power in and uses it well to get Frank. Now 3 seconds on Frank, 11 on Homer, and as she gets around that corner quite fast, I'm wondering if actually she's using now. Yes, she's used the. She did this before, didn't she? She used the cornering one as well. Now the cornering one's quite effective because look how fast you can go around a corner. And she's just created a gap of 10 seconds. Homer has gone down again. That's probably the end for him on the 5th lap out of 6. It's going to be between Frank and Gossett. Oh, Frank has gone down. Too enthusiastic. Vanessa now 26 seconds ahead. Homer trying to catch up. Homer looking kind of a little bit forlorn at the moment now after those 2 crashes. But Frank has just crashed as well. About 26 seconds Vanessa's got now. Can she hold this over the last 2 laps? Remember, she's used, I believe, all of her power-ups, both the uncrashable corners and the power-ups. I think Frank might have 1 or 2 left in his arsenal. So let's see what Frank does. He's 30 seconds behind Vanessa at the moment. 34 seconds back to Homer. So Homer's back in contention for 2nd place with Frank if he can make up those 4 seconds. 5 seconds now though. Frank putting on some pressure. Renee 105 behind. Kay Thompson further back still. Malcolm and Baz. And Baz, as I say, been lapped, but this is Baz's first time out, and we all know that this is where the skills happen. This is your #1 worldwide top platform for skills racing. This isn't boring hamster wheel stuff. This is proper racing skills. Malcolm Murdoch there, as I say, he will improve over the next couple of races. We know that because we've seen it before. Oh, what a beautiful shot as we see one rider going over the top and one rider going under. Look how tight this bend is. Frank Garcia now, he's experienced on this side, slows down, gets it right. Homer doing the same. Frank pulling away as he gets onto that straight, powering up as he comes into the start finishing line to get into the very last lap, we hope. And there we are. Looking at them, lap 6 out of 6. Vanessa now has 21 seconds. She needs to stop. Malcolm Murdoch's gone down again. And I'm just wondering if Baz and Malcolm can get together and have a little bit of a duke out. Now, Vanessa needs to stay up. With the amount of time she's got in hand, 18 seconds for a 1.4. Frank knows how to control those skids, doesn't he? And Renee now powering up, he takes it over the line for the 6th lap. Is Renee going to make up the difference now and get it? It's got 30 odd seconds. Baz has crashed again. As I say, great to have Baz on board. Baz Mystery from Mickenham in West London. Homer Thompson now taking Frank on a power up. Has Frank got any power ups left? And will Homer takes podium spot #2 using this power up? Got to be careful, there's a bend coming up. But I think this one's a fairly sweeping one, so you should be able to get round. 1 kilometre to go. You just need to stay up with gaps like this. And Frank is just behind. Frank is looking to take him on the corner, but Frank needs to be careful on these bends because a bit of over-enthusiasm and you will crash. They both go around the outside, but steer onto the inside to make the apex of the bend well. Homer has gone down. Frank is going to take 2nd. With just 800 metres to go, Homer gets the 3rd crash. Unbelievable stuff. He looks so good for 2nd place after that power up. And Frank now just needs to stay up, carefully negotiating these little twisty bends at the end. Homer's not far behind though, it's not all over. Could we have a sprint finish? 600 metres to go, it isn't all over. And Homer just needs to not get caught up in the chase. He needs to stay up through these bends. Now, they are hitting a relatively straight spot after this bend and the next one. So there's a sharp right coming, and after that it's all about the power. And Homer needs to power up now if he's going to get... Oh, Malcolm Murdoch's gone down again. Sorry to see that. Vanessa's got 12 seconds, but she just needs to stay up with 300 metres to go. It's about staying up, not worrying about the gap. It's down to 10 seconds, 13 to Homer. Can Homer make up 3 seconds on that straight? The battle between Frank and Homer is going to be key, but Vanessa is going to get the win. She is in the last straight, coming up to the finish, and a fantastic win. She calculated that absolutely superbly, used the power-ups when necessary, stayed up when necessary, does the victory salute. Frank not caught by Homer, and Homer is going to have to settle for third place after a couple too many crashes. You'd probably say Baz is down again, but Baz learning the course, of course. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, everybody. Rene, despite the power-ups, couldn't make up the gap, and he's going to have to settle for a spot outside the podium on this occasion. Fourth place, of course. Great racing, though. And, well, we have to give thumbs up to Vanessa. That was great. And Rene, perhaps using the power-up a little bit too late, a little bit earlier, might have affected the outcome of the race, but he uses it up anyway just to make the time good. Well done, Rene. Kay Thompson will be next up with fifth spot tonight or today, depending on what time you're watching. And talking about times, tomorrow 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, that's the UK, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the USA is eSPORTS' next live racing and broadcast. Be there if you can, because this is the platform to be on. Learn the skills now, because there's a whole load of people that are going to wake up to how good Sport is and get involved, and you'll be so ahead of the game. It will be fantastic. Kay taking that corner rather cautiously. No threat of Malcolm catching, of course, with 55 seconds back. She's going to roll in with a very creditable sixth position. We love Kay. She's a great rider and a great supporter of these events. And well done, First Lady of Lafayette, Indiana. Malcolm Murdoch coming home. Malcolm probably crashed a little bit more than he would expect to, given his experience on this platform. Uses up the non-crashing one just to make the most of the last few bends and ensure that Baz can't catch him, and he gets a time that he'd be a little bit more proud of than he might have otherwise have been. And he spins around these with aplomb. And he's just got that right. It just ran out in the last bend, didn't it? And he's now coming up to the finishing line to take seventh position. Baz a little way behind, but as I say, Baz absolutely learning the course. Malcolm crashes after the finishing line. That is absolutely superb. Baz has been lapped, which is why I think we're getting the silhouetted version. Now, I ride with Baz all the time. Now, I know that he can ride faster than this, but there's two things. He's only recently got a smart trainer, so this is all fairly new to him. And he's been very brave because he hasn't sat on the orange hamster wheel. He's gone in for the technical, the upmarket, the skills factor, the number one, eSPORTS, and he's given it a go. Now, if you're new to this in all those respects, to come here and put a performance in like Baz has tonight is absolutely superb. And we salute you, Baz. He's a lovely guy. I've known him for a few years now. He really is a lovely bloke. And I think the fact that he's bravely come along and done this when he's only just bought a smart trainer, I think says everything you need to know. He is one of those guys who doesn't come with any sort of preconceptions, gets stuck in, takes it on, and as I say, he's great. Crashes, and enjoys the crashes, even if it is right at the end, just before the finish. But nevertheless, let's enjoy Baz finishing. Sorry, it's slightly silhouetted there, Baz, but that's just because you're off the lap. But that's no big deal. It's still great to see you finish. And thanks so much for being here tonight, Baz. Congratulations to Vanessa, Frank and Homer. You made it a great race. Renee, I think you used the power up a little bit too late. Great to see Malcolm and Baz all in the mix tonight. Another superb evening on Cade Sport. Don't forget, 6 p.m. tomorrow, Cade Sport are back live and direct with Damon doing all the production. We're going to get another little glimpse of Damien in the studio, maybe, just to wave goodbye to you all because he put so much into this. There he is. Thanks so much, Damon. Thanks so much to the riders. Another fantastic evening's entertainment or afternoon's entertainment if you're in the time zone that the ride. In fact, most of the riders on the US time zone, including me tonight. So this afternoon. Great to see you all. ESTV, Cade Sport, Damon, ZMS, West London VR. And don't forget, we are starting up our World Series. It'll be on Wednesday evenings, alternate Wednesdays, same as this. And they will be a league starting from 5th of April. And if you finish at the top of that league, you can qualify for the playoff final on 5th of October. And there will be some sort of prize, even if it's just a trophy, but we'll see what else we can do. 5th of October, it sounds ages away, but it only starts on 5th of April. Make sure you're in. We'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.